I'll hold it.
Hey, hi everyone in the Artfully Connected Facebook group. Thank you for being here for another episode of Watch, Learn, and tonight the P stands for pencil. And I'm here with Miss Lydia Steeves. Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
So that's the beautiful little baby bunny we're going to do tonight?
This is the little baby bunny we're going to do tonight, yes.
So adorable.
Yeah.
Like, do you physically have this bunny or you know this bunny?
No, I think I bought this picture.
You bought that picture?
Somebody else's photo and used with permission, always. Yes.
Always. I love bunnies. My daughter's bunny, after I don't know if it was 10 years, finally went to bunny heaven.
Yes.
So it's very sad. I saw a picture of her the other day. The bunny didn't always like to snuggle, and as he knew his days were numbered, he started getting cuddly. And so he wanted to be held all the time. So she had to turn her hoodie around, or it was an idea. Turn her hoodie around and have her hoodie collar here and have the bunny.
Like a snuggly.
So there's a picture of him in her hood. and it was just a few days before he passed, but
that's cute.
But they are adorable. They don't always make the best of pets, however.
Well, I guess they can be difficult.
Some of them don't like to be handled or snuggled.
Is it going to be like kitty cats and dogs? They have to be socialized to do that?
I think it also is the type of rabbit. And basically they warn the parents every year around Easter not to buy your child or grandchild a bunny. It is not a cuddly pet.
And Easter is coming. So that's good. Very good.
Yeah.
So announcement. There you go.
So so that's what happens. And but they're irresistible.
They are cute.
But this way is the best way to have a bunny pet. Is penciling it with Lydia Steeves. There you go. No better way to have a bunny pet. So tell us what they need tonight.
So we did the background already with the pastel. And we are going to be using the Prismacolor Premier pencils and the Gamsol again with the Moon Scrubber. So I thought that one person, I think it was Dolores, when you were asking for tips and techniques of, convention tips, that she was just trying to say, relax and enjoy things and maybe don't always try to keep up with the teacher. So for sure, this demo would be along the same kind of lines as that. And like I mentioned, I don't know if it was the last time, I found that a lot of people mentioned to me that they actually got a lot out of the demo when they actually watched what I was doing rather than racing around trying to keep up. So that's just a thought, because the demo is replayed later on your Facebook page. So it is still there. So that's a good thing to remember.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Yeah. So we have we've got several people, over 50 people in the room with us, and watching, and they're letting us know where they're from, and they're all from all over the country, and so continent. And so thank you all for joining us. And if you want to ask any questions, of course, we are all about that. So you can put them in the comments area and I'll read them to Lydia. And like Lydia said, it's available. It stays up here and you can go and watch it later and do it with her and stop and rewind and whatever you need to do. So what do you say, Lydia? We just go for it.
I just wanted to make sure that the acrylic people knew that there is an acrylic one with the convention. It's a make and take, so don't feel like you're being left out in the cold. So that's an acrylic bunny. And as promised, I'm going to show you the next one. And this is called, Is It Spring Yet? Now, I did take this photo with a friend of mine at a little sheep farm just down the road.
Is he
So
is he
that
fuzzy? Is he fuzzy furry?
he is fuzzy. He's soft.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just change my camera and you can have maybe a little bit better of a look at that. And that is colored pencil too. And I just wanted the idea of that one. He's in the little barn, he's peeking around and he's asking, is it spring yet? Because he's not coming out unless it's spring. All right, should we get going?
I think we should.
Okie dokie. So if you have the packet, we're going to start off with photo 1 and we're just going to get our things in, our beginnings. So we're starting with white and we're going to put in the sparkles. And you know with white by now that it doesn't always show up very well on these, especially these light colors, and that's fine. It's not until you put the stuff around it, a darker color around it, that it begins to show up. So we are going to use a sharp black and color in. Now this is where you will trim up those sparkles and make sure they are the size and shape that you want, because the black will go over the white. Okay, just color that in, and you can press fairly hard because we know there's not much coming on the eyes after this. So just make sure that you're making a nice shape. And notice how the corner at the front is tilted down. And the corner at the back is slightly tilted up. So that would be the big thing. Okay, so we are coloring that in fairly heavily. And then we're going to take our henna and we're gently coloring in the ears. So, I mean, I guess I could have used a pink out of the selection of pink pencils that we've got, but I just thought, oh, well, we'll just do it this way. So we're putting a very light coat. Just notice that I'm on the side of the pencil here, coloring in the ear, and then we'll get another color on top of that later. And just because, not that they have pink noses, but somehow, you know, a little pink is always nice, close to a nose. And we've got sand next. Now this is going to be another color that maybe isn't going to show up that well. So you have to just pretend and don't necessarily press harder to make it show up. You're just going to follow the fur direction, go right down into that pink that we put on the nose. And for this little bunny, there's very clearly light areas. All this is very clearly light. And there's very clearly dark areas. And then there's this in here that's going to have light and dark, just to keep us on our toes. So we're going to come up and come all the way up between the ears, and then we're going to come down in this little area. And when we get into this area where there's going to be dark and light, you just put a few less lines in there. You know, and you can put in more than you think because it's going to be easier to cover the light with the dark. Just make sure that everything is going in that general direction of furriness. And make a nice shaped cheeky part here. doesn't really matter what's going to happen. I mean, you might end up with a completely dark little bunny back there, and that's fine. Okay, I have some light along the top of the head here as well. Usually with a light color, you try not to cover your graphite. It doesn't cover it, so once you put a light color over top, you just end up smudging things around. So, you know, just go beside the line and we'll be taking that off. I'm just putting a little bit of the sand there. Let's see. Now the body is going to end up being sand, but at the same time, we want it to be shadowed sand. You can just put a few little lines in there and, you know, don't stress about that either. Just kind of get it in. And what's happening here, this is the back. So we'll put it just put a few in, a few lines all the way to the outer edge. And if you didn't get all the bunny parts done in here, don't worry about that either. You can always fill it in as a shadowy color. So do we have this all nicely in? Yes. And we have this coming there. We have a bit of sand. I didn't put any on this ear because that's pretty much a dark ear. Make sure you have the little marking. And I think we're just going to leave that. And now, warm gray 70. We're going to gently, and you know what? I think I might actually sharpen that pencil and really get it sharp because we want to make sure that we make a gentle line underneath for the nose. And notice I made it like a little bit wider and then curved it down and then kind of curved it down there. And this on this side of the nose is curves up like that, comes down, and joins. You have to be careful with noses. They're delicate. All right, so we've got the nose in, and now we are going to put in the dark for the dark fur. Join it nicely into the sand. And be gentle at the outer edge here. It's a baby, so he's fuzzy. Bring it around and curve it and let it fade in here to, you know, this little area there. So finishing off in here. So make sure you also have this little dip. So this is forehead, and then we have a little dip, and then it comes out. That's also extremely cute. So we want to make sure we get that. We'll come under the nostril here. That's dark, and we'll be super careful to create a very nice little shape of the, I don't know, what's that, chin, jawline. So you've got the dark, and then as you move away from it, you'll take little tiny lines and you'll let your sand show through. And then I'll put a little bit of dark here and same sort of thing. Just let the sand show through because that's going to be part of the salt and pepper, the brown and sand, you know, that two-tone look. And I'll come up pretty close to the eye. And leave a little space though. Make sure this is nicely shaped too. It's very, very cute if you can get the markings. you know, stay true to the markings and the shapes of the cute things.
So we have about 81, 82 people watching us, with you, watching you tonight. If
Nice.
anyone is penciling along with Lydia, please let us know, because we love to know that you're penciling along with us, but know that you can watch the replay and do it later. But definitely tag Lydia when you do.
Yeah. If you have any questions or whatever, you need to tag me to make sure.
Make sure you get them. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to jump over these bits of grass, because if we put the dark in, the green, the light green's not going to show. Okay, so just be careful with these first few steps. You notice that I'm not really doing too much down here, because I don't want to put in dark when I want white and light green and pink to go on top. So it's much better just to leave it for now and get these bunny parts in here that are actually going to show. Start where you know you want something dark, and then just, you know, this area here, like I say, just kind of put in a few lines.
So someone had asked what color that was again.
This is warm 70.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5, if not 6. Yeah, 5 people penciling with you tonight.
Good. There we go. So sometimes bunnies have like an extra cheek back here too, and it doesn't show up all that much on the final one, but it is there. All right, so I'm coming up to this ear here. And I'm going to bring it up the back, and I'll bring it up a little bit up the front as well.
And you did a live showing everyone how to do the background on your business page, correct?
Yeah, I thought that would be a fun thing to try.
So if anybody wants to do this, they can go and find out how she did the background on Lydia Steeves' business page.
Yeah. It's just about a half an hour chit-chatting about paper, that kind of thing.
Lauren says she's exploring colored pencils and she loves your bunny.
Oh, good. Spring just, you know, we've got bunnies and lambs, and I don't know, maybe we'll have some ducklings or something as well. Okay, so I'm just kind of darkening in here a little bit as well. I've got a few lines there. Checking the.
Joyce says the video was very helpful.
Good. I figured because we were placing these little elements with a stencil that it might be something fun to check it out. All right, I think that looks like enough penciling on that bunny. So now we are going to just take our white and heavily color in the petals, the whole petal. Remember what I said about covering the graphite though. Come up real tight to it. You don't want little skinny petals, but we'll have to grab the graphite when we do the background.
These are 4 by 4 inches, right?
Yep, I'd use the 4x4.
Little squares, yeah.
Although some people are making them bigger and, you know, doing other things with them, but yeah. So we're just kind of whipping this up here.
Oh, so somebody tried to find the video, but she didn't have any success.
The demo? Apparently, it depends on what device you're at, but we were trying this afternoon, and if you are on a phone, You go into that area where it has videos for you to watch, and you can just Google it.
Media. Yeah. Sometimes it's under media, and then you pick photos or videos, and that's where you can find it.
If I find my phone, I can show you where I found it. But that's on a phone. I mean, I don't really know. Every little device seems to be different.
So
If you're on a computer, it's different too.
this is true. Robin is asking if you are using hard pressure with the,
Oh yeah.
with the
Oh
white.
yeah. As hard as you can without breaking your pencil, because you want it to be white. There we go. So get all those in. And then I've got yellow chartreuse to put in the grass. And I'm pressing pretty hard for that too. And if you need to, like for instance, right here, I could put in another one. It seems like when I put the pattern on, I moved it a little bit to the left, so I just fill that up. And let's see, got one there. What's this? I don't know. Maybe it's the bottom of that one. Once you get these parts in, then you'll know what you need to cover.
Do you have more than one page?
I have my personal page, Lydia Steeves, and then I have Lydia Steeves Art.
Oh, that's why they're not finding it. They're under Lydia Steeves and not Lydia Steeves Art.
Okay, I'm going to put another one right in there too. And then canary yellow for the centers. Yeah, I usually put my cat-related, rodent-related, bird-related things on my personal page and then art things on the art page. Okay, so that's the first step. The first picture. Now, we are going to put this OMS on. So I use the Gamsol mineral spirits, and I put it in one of these pens, water brushes, and just squeeze it and let it start. And then you can put your OMS onto the stuff that you have painted. So I just dab on the black and wipe it off because it always picks up. You just have to be a little bit careful. I mean, I don't think I would have had too much trouble if I went directly into the fur area, but if I would have gone into the white, of course, then it would be not that good. And you're just needing to rub. Just rub it. It's not like watercolor pencils where it's going to run all over the place, or watercolor for that matter. And you just rub it and you're sort of activating it. It works, or you can at least see it work better on the dark colors, as you can see with the
I just posted the link to the background demo on how you prepared the background. I just posted it in the comments.
Perfect. Now there's no excuse. All right. It seems like Facebook just doesn't like you finding things later.
Yeah, they're not very helpful. They make things much more difficult than they need to be.
Right.
Definitely.
So, you can put it on all the grass and flowers. If you have some stubborn graphite, this will release it a little bit. So for instance, if you really hate what's happening here, you could go and take a little bit off. be careful. Don't stress too much about it though. We've got some red coming here, and you can always color in the background too. Okay, so now we are on photo 2, and we are going to take our little moon scrubber. I use these from Sharf, and you could just give it a little buzz. Again, this works, or at least it shows better on the dark. So I find that it just softens my lines. And I like the look of it. Not every colored pencil artist uses this technique. Okay, just kind of buzz it around. And again, what's going on here? Just try not to drag the dark into your pretty colors. Okay. And yes, I am sort of ignoring this little area here. We'll just buzz around on the pink. So this little area here that you started your water brush on, that's a good place to clean your moon scrubber. Let's just do a little something more.
And Robin's asking you if you carry the moon scrubbers, or do you want me to put in the Sharf information?
You can get them in Sharf. I also have them, yes.
Okay.
So I'm just burnishing the pink, the henna that we had here, and just kind of smooths it out. And you could rub too and smooth it even further if you think well, I don't know. I like that. I don't think I'm going to add more henna on it. You can see that there's going to be some gray and so on. Now we have light umber. Light umber is a very good color. And that is going to be the color that's going to develop this area here. So I'm just kind of sketching, just like that. Okay, just in this area. The warm 70 is very dark. The sand is very light. So we need something in the middle, kind of bring it together. And then when you come to the actual sand parts, we can put in a little bit of shadow in between where the eyes are. Notice how the curve rolls like this to help with the shape of the nose.
Are they still on photo 1?
Nope, we moved to photo 2. Move to photo 2. So this color is going in the sand as well as the two-toned area. And we're filling in fur. Pretty much just filling it in. Maybe not so much in the sand area because, that's going to end up being light. Think about your fur direction. Kind of goes left, goes upwards, goes to the right. Well, I mean, there's not really that much point to put it in some super dark areas like this ear or here. You can put a little bit just because. And then we are going to color in the fur behind all our grassy bits. Not doing a super great job though, and it's impossible, of course, to follow your fur direction because we have to keep jumping over all these bits of grass. And the hard part is going to be to remember or to figure out where the bunny actually stops, which is right here. Don't go past the chest. All right. We get to use a fun color next. A fun color, Carmine Red. Just for the tips. So I did a circle at the tip and then brought it toward the center. Don't want to go completely to the center. Well, I mean, maybe you do, but the plan is that it's just on the tips. So you color in a circle at the tip, and then you do a line coming toward the center.
How many times have you heard, you make that look so easy?
It is easy. Okay. This is a good little one actually to do because, you know, a lot of the bunny is behind the flowers. And all you have to do is make sure that this little part here is going to be cute, which I think we can do. So for people who missed my post, I think Gloria has been adopted.
I saw that. I saw that. I'm
I've been-
sad and happy at the same time.
Well, I had just emailed them thinking, like it says adoption pending, adoption pending, adoption pending all week long. It's been saying that. So I guess the idea now is that, you know, they make, if people make an appointment. So obviously people work and stuff. So they had to maybe wait for Friday to go and actually meet her. And then of course, once you meet her, of course she's going home with you, right? I mean, she's pretty cutie patootie. All right, so if you're coloring along with me, maybe you want to just do one flower and leave the other ones.
Unless you're fast like Lydia.
Unless you're fast. I think we'll still get the whole thing done in, you know, our allotted time.
Because I'm a slave driver.
You are. I can't believe it's Friday already.
It felt like Friday yesterday, actually.
This is true. Yeah, it was quite nice to be a Friday. All right, so we've got the tips done. We've kind of dragged them towards the center, and let's get some moss green, and we'll just add a little bit of shadow to maybe the bottom of some of our grasses here. So pull it up. Do it at the bottom here and then pull it up. Always repeat your fun green, your yellow chartreuse. But for sure where it is behind something like your petals, you want to have a little bit of moss green. Right here. So we've got a couple that
Okay,
are.
so is the purpose of the liquid for blending? Yes. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it helps you blend.
And Barbara said, took and loved your Gloria class. So glad she might have found her forever home.
Yeah. I made my donation at the beginning of the week, so that was nice. It says to put a little bit of shadow just at the bottom in a curly stroke.
Is there a substitute for moss green?
Oh, probably. Let's have a look. What color is that? Green ochre, maybe? This is green ochre. That would do it.
Okay. Do you have green ochre, Joyce?
So you're putting a little bit of green at the bottom, but you fade it off pretty quickly. It's just a little shade. And I just have making it with the curly strokes.
She says no.
That one either.
I think you take what is the green that you did the leaves in?
Well, maybe you could use Prussian green or
Yeah,
maybe,
a darker value. I was just going to say a darker value that looks good against what.
yeah, olive green. I think any of those will look good.
Here's a good question. Can you
Mhm.
use baby oil instead of mineral spirits?
Well, all those things could be used. I always feel that baby oil is made for a baby. It's kind of greasy. So I know some people do it. Wouldn't be something that I would pick.
Yeah, mineral spirits, they kind of, well, they somewhat get absorbed, but they some dissipate too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Baby oil would not. That would just kind of sit there.
And you just, it seeps. So even if you're careful around the edges, um, it might seep out into there. I don't know what it would do, to be perfectly honest. It's oil.
Yep.
It's not mineral. I mean, you wouldn't use mineral spirits on a baby. I don't think I would.
No, I use it on my soapstone countertop, however. Mineral spirits or mineral oil or something like that, that it shines my countertop. I wouldn't put it on a baby's butt.
No. All right, so now we're moved on to photo whatever 3. It says texturize on there. So we've got some colors in there, and now we are going to try to sort of bring them to life, I guess. So we'll start in around the nose with just some little circles to highlight. And then we'll pull out, this is with white, and we'll pull out some lines. Now white is a little bit crumbly. It's very soft. Make sure your pencil is sharp. And you're trying to dig down into what you've got there. If you just stay on the surface, then all you're going to be doing is putting wax all over everything. So you can kind of see, if you look at the tip of my pencil, I'm kind of digging down and moving it upwards, always with the fur direction. We're trying to make a nice little curve. I've got a little bit of extra on this forehead. Coming and I'm curving it around. Okay, so now I'm getting a bit of a mushier line, and that just means that I need to sharpen up again. I'll do some on the gray as well, but you should be able to see individual lines. You're not just kind of going over everything with like even. You're trying to make hair. Little tiny strokes, and you're kind of going back and forth, and you're trying to make fur. We're trying to make the texture of fur. You want everybody to want to pet your little bun bun.
I think you had mentioned this last month, and Robin is confirming it. She goes, I found that white breaks easy,
Yeah.
and she has to be really careful.
Plus, I've been looking at the ones that I like. Look at this one. You just know that that's not going to go well.
No, it's not.
So I went into a set that I had and I got a better one. So I definitely think that there are good batches and bad batches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the middle of a bad batch.
So Charmaine is on a canvas square. What do you do to make the white show?
If you're on, but you have everything else though, right? You put on the browns and all that other stuff. So you should be able to get it to show because you have other colors that you're working on top of. Canvas has an unfortunate texture. You've got that waffle weave that you're going to be fighting the whole way. If next time I would do it on paper and then glue it onto the canvas.
She said yes to whatever we talked about.
Now, what did we say?
I don't remember. I was reading other comments, so
That's okay. You can see you can push down and you can make little bits of fur. I have a free video on my website too called Texturizing Fur and Feathers. So whenever you want to, you don't have to look for this particular video. You can just go straight to my website and you can find that.
Linda's asking the name of your pencil sharpener.
I have a whole bunch because sometimes they're temperamental. I've got these two, which are great. I use this one a lot. This one makes a better point, like a really long, nice point. I have this one for when I just need it to go faster because that's a battery operated one. And I think Best Buy or something has those ones. And plus I have a real plain Jane. Don't seem to have it. Oh, here we are. I have a super plain Jane. I have this system here too. And this is a statement as well.
The old-fashioned kind.
But it's a good one. There's a little bit of static.
What type of paper are you using? That's the next question.
Stonehenge.
Stonehenge, okay. And here's a question from me. What's the difference between that and that Mitines or Mitines? What? How do you pronounce it?
I think it's either Miton or Mitins.
Okay, Miton. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between Stonehenge and that?
Stonehenge is sturdier, and it doesn't have that waffly texture on it either. And the other side of it on the Mitins is a little bit smoother, but it's still like working on oak.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, lots of people use that too. I'm not saying you can't use all those things. I've used them, and this is what I choose to use. Okay, so now he or she is a little bit foggy, but you can see, let me just bring that closer. You can see lines. It's important that you see lines and not mushy, waxy bits. Like this is almost maybe a bit mushy there, but at least I've got some lines going. And I didn't really do anything underneath, his body and behind the flowers. Now, we're going to take another color, and we are on the final photo. Here we go. The final photos on the front. So goldenrod is another very nice color. And we're just going to put the goldenrod over top of where the sand was, just to bring a little bit of an orangey, maybe it's a torty bunny. You know, the cats have a tortoiseshell is orange and black. This could be a torty bunny. So this is, we're not, you know, you had to work hard with the white step. You don't have to work that hard with this step. You're just coloring over everything. That was sand. And obviously you're going to hit some of those white lines that we've been using, that we put on. Don't forget his little patch right there. And we're just kind of coming around, filling it all in. Now this two-tone area, we can put some of this color here too. We'll try to be a little bit more careful around the grasses now. And let's put a little bit on the chest. Just up here under the chest, maybe this behind this flower. Just gives a little bit of a warm glow. And then we can go back to our warm 70 and sharpen it up again. And we're going to darken in. So we had warm 70 on there. We did a little bit of white. So now we have a lighter gray. And I'm just being a little bit careful. And I'm putting in the darks. Not by necessarily pressing too hard, just kind of going back and forth. So it's darker here, but as we kind of go up, leave some of the lighter gray showing.
Oh, someone is looking, Nancy is looking forward to trying this with pastel sticks.
Oh,
cool.
Definitely going to have to make your bunny bigger.
Yeah, well, there is that. Okay. Lynn says, is there a pattern for this? Yes, there is. And you can find it on lydiasteeves.com. Under critter squares, by the way.
It is under critter squares, yes. And that's why you just have to be careful that you are purchasing the medium, because there are some in acrylic. So they should be labeled. This one obviously is colored pencil. Okay, so I've got my darks. Oop, I'm going to do a little bit of dark in front here. I'm still leaving that line. Guess I could have put some white in there. So you see it's quite dark in front, but this line here, this little marking, it's not quite so dark. So you're just picking and choosing a little bit, asking yourself how dark it really is.
How dark is it, Lydia?
How dark is it? Exactly. You're always asking that, right? Artists. So we can have a little bit of warm 70 in this area. I've got a little bit darker along the jaw. Okay, so then you just kind of pop in a little bit here and there. Okay, maybe a little bit here, just like at that bridge of the nose to get it to kind of curve up nicely.
Nancy said she meant to say using the pastel sticks on this paper for the background.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the sticks work just fine. You don't have to buy the pan pastels. I'm showing people a piece of sandpaper and then
Uh-huh.
rub your sticks on there, make it dust, and then take the sponge, pick it up, and apply it in the same manner. It works out, I think, quite well too. I just happen to have them all, the pan pastels, and they're all nice and neat and tidy. Okay, so have a look at your ear. Do you need to do anything more? I don't think so. I think what I'm going to do now is add a little bit more of the OMS, just gently. See, the first time we just threw it all over the place. Now we're just being a little bit more careful. Sweeping it back and forth. And then you are going to gently rub. So you're just, again, not all over the place, little sort of short strokes so that you don't smoosh it all into one value. I still have my darks. I still have some lights. And all I'm trying to do is get the pencil lines to be a little bit softer.
So yes, Melania was saying, so that softens the pencil lines, question mark? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Robin says she was a little shocked at how fast the OMS came out of her brush.
Some of them, yes. Wakes you up. Okay, so just kind of getting the darks, I guess, first. You just have to be careful when we've got the white on there and the sand, we got goldenrod. You have to be careful that you don't smoosh it all into one big mess, of course. Just wipe off your brush now and again. It is picking up. Once you've got the darks in place or rubbed in, then you can just kind of go to your sandy parts. And with that, you are smoothing out some of your white. There we go. You can put a little something on the body, but you really, I don't know, you really can't get in there. If it was a bit bigger, then we would have to work a little bit harder at that. All right, wipe off your brush. Just keep get in the habit of wiping off your brush. All right, so then look at your light areas. Do you need anything more? Do you need a little bit of the light umber. Maybe you don't need anything. Maybe it's perfect. Maybe you just need to put a little bit of work in this two-tone area. Maybe I can put a little bit here. Maybe we want goldenrod. Goldenrod is a very good color too. Warms it all up. So usually by this stage, as you're repeating things, it just depends on how you put on the first layers. If you got completely carried away with the grays, well, maybe this isn't going to show. Maybe you have a super light touch and you have to do everything again. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. We have another brown in the mix, I believe, the sepia. And the sepia would do these dark areas. We put a little bit of the gray in there, but maybe we just jumped the gun. Maybe we should have waited for sepia. And this is nice.
What's that brush? Is it a water brush that has the LMS in it? What is it called?
It's called a water brush. If you Google at Dick Blick or whatever, water brush, they'll come up and there'll be tons of different brands. They all seem to be fine. I use the cheap ones at the very, very beginning. And now they've got different tips. I just get a medium round.
They have them at the local craft stores too. That's where I got mine from, but
yeah,
they're all over the place.
They really are. At one time, maybe they were a little bit hard to find, but they're not hard to find anymore.
No, not anymore.
Okay, so I'm really trying to get this little part here. I quite like that. So I'm using the sepia from behind and just putting that in. So this sepia is going in any sand areas that needs to have a little bit of darkness. Maybe we can put some ear fluff in here too. The gray is just so gray. Sometimes you just need another dark that's not quite so gray. Does that make sense? I hope so.
Sure.
Well, you know, you can't, we've got how many colors? Got to use them. You know, lots of people, well, lots. There have been people that say, oh, you know, I can do a whole painting with 6 colors. And my attitude to that is, why?
It's like us with acrylic bottles of paint. I've got like 600 bottles of paint.
Why not?
And some people are like, why do you need that many?
I don't know, because sometimes you just need another color.
I don't like mixing.
Well, it's not that I don't like mixing. It's just that sometimes.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I just want to grab I'm a bottle baby, you know.
Oh, well, that's okay. There's
But
worse.
I have a lot of colors of Prismacolor pencils. I just wish I would take them out and use them.
One day.
Hmm.
So you can see I can just give this a little bit. I don't have to add more OMS. I'm just rubbing in. Just rubbing that in.
Yep, Facebook is recording this. The question was, will we be able to watch this again? Yes, Facebook is recording it and it will be in our video library.
Good. Now, I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think there is Warm Gray 90 in your palette as well. And that's what I'm going to use to really get that nice, rich, dark. See, kind of coming around here in the little nostril. I should probably sharpen my pencil. On something as tiny as this, you really, really need to have a sharp pencil. I want a little darkness right. Oop. There you go. Sometimes the dark colors also break. It's pretty much just the white ones though.
Do you find one sharpener makes it sharper pencil than another?
The Staedtler seem to do the long, super sharp
Okay.
point. The Faber-Castell gives a good point too. I used it for a very long time, just that one. Don't forget to sharpen a regular pencil in it now and again to clean the blades.
Uh-huh.
Because they're very, very waxy. And sometimes that that doesn't let you get a good sharp point. I'm just putting anywhere you want just a little bit more dark. And when you're doing that, be artistic. So maybe a little bit wider here, a little bit less there. Don't do the same thing all the way around. And notice how I am, you can think that, okay, well, I could take my white and I could make the fuzz out, but you can also make the fuzz by bringing the dark in. Always remember that there's two ways to get things done. And I think that might be enough. The black on the eyes can be blacker. I think in the instructions I say to put a white line around it. You could. But again, you have to be careful that you don't do it evenly, that you have some areas a little bit whiter and that you have a line that gets thick and thin. And I don't have anything at the top. You see how it's pretty much disappeared. Spend your time around the eye. This is the warm 90 again. Try to make a nice round open eye. Okay. I think she's looking pretty cute. You know, looking back, I could maybe brighten up here. You can go back to your sand if you would like it a little bit yellower. I could lighten right there with my white actually and just brighten that up. Then go back to the sand. Don't really want white, I don't think, but you want it lighter. And it looks like I could do a little bit more orange on there too. I like that. When I say orange, I mean goldenrod, of course. All right, so let's just finish up some of the flowers too. And it's usually a good idea to go finish up the rest or, you know, some of the details around it because things look unfinished. You think it's just all about the bunny. And of course it is, but it's also the setting. So I'm just putting the OMS on all the stuff that we didn't have it on before. We didn't put any on the moss green yet. We didn't put any on the bunny parts at the back. There we go. Wipe that off. We're going to put goldenrod on the centers. So remember how we were doing a curly stroke on the centers. So this is the shadow. It's kind of at the right. And bottom. And depending on how much carmine you've actually got, you could repeat the carmine, but I'm thinking I have enough on, and I'm going to blend with the white. So I'm coming from the center and I'm going right up and into the carmine red. That smooths it. And then if it's too pale and pasty for you, you'd like to have something a little bit brighter, then you can put the carmine back on. It's a pretty color.
Yes, it is.
Okay. And if you still want it smoother, but you don't really want to put the white on, that would be time to use your colorless blender. It's a little bit small a space to use your moon scrubber. Back in the day, there used to be those, I used to use those gray paper stumps. Have you seen those ones?
Oh, yes.
They have these kinds of things. I don't know. It's probably dirty. That would be something you could use also. If you just want to smooth it, you don't really want to add any more color to it. Those are your options. Okay. That definitely needs more. And you might have to clean your white now and again too. See how it picks up? Sometimes you'll see me just kind of go like that. All right, well, you can kind of get the idea on that, right? So I've already darkened the black because I couldn't stand it. I needed that to be done. And we need to do a few little sharp moss green lines because you really can't see. Well, it's not crispy enough. You can't really see what's going on here. So we're too mushy. So we need to give it a little bit of definition. You can color in between your petals too, but you can see how little daisies and things like that have those little tiny lines. But I think we'll just do our centers again too. So we did a shadow, which was goldenrod. And let's do a little white.
So we have a question from Melina, wants to know, would media journal paper work okay?
It could. Pencil crayon, colored pencil goes on a lot of stuff. And it would be very nice if you were working on journaling and things like that to do your work in there. That'd be probably quite nice. There. Now you can see it a bit better. So I just lightened the highlight side with white. Curly strokes again. And then I put the canary yellow back on top. You can repeat your green at the bottom too, if you need to. And we need to do something more to these bits of grass. So we can try with the yellow chartreuse. And I'm really trying to make sure that I, again, dig down so that I can hit the paper. If that's not going to work, you could put a little white on it. And then go back. And then if it's still not showing up the way you really, really want it to, then that just usually means, I'm looking for my sepia now, that you have to go behind the grass and darken it with your negative space. The light colors can only do so much, and then it's a matter of putting the contrast in so that you can see what you've done. So there we go. Now we can actually see that. So this little mushy thing here too, it's no good. You can't, what is it? Is it just mange, for crying out loud? Like, what's going on with his fur? And so you can try with your light. You can go to white, but that's as bright as it's going to be. And that one's not working out too badly. Well, let's try this one. I want a nice little point.
Robin has a question. She's asking, have you ever poured epoxy over these after you mount them on your wooden board?
No, I never have done epoxy on overcolored pencil. I would jump in though and give it a try. You would have to seal your colored pencil first, I would think. And I mean, that's what I do. Like these guys here have brush on varnish. I always put a brush on varnish.
I also wouldn't want to put on anything I really wanted, because if I ruined it, my heart would be broken.
Well, I mean, when you're going to be doing experiments, you definitely want to have a few trial things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to start in on your very best item. There we go. So we can just repeat your colors. I'm just doing the moss green now again at the bottom of these.
When you did your coasters, did you do them in acrylics?
Yeah.
Okay. No, Robin was just saying she thinks that they would make pretty coasters. So
Definitely. Yeah. This perfect size, isn't it? Really.
mm-hmm.
Well, report back, Ellen, because we all want to know.
Robin, yeah.
Robin, sorry.
Yeah, inquiry minds want to know, Robin.
That's
so
right.
Try it out and let us know next month.
Jump in. the only way. There we go. Okay, so I mean, you can kind of get the idea of what you'll be finishing off all those little lines, little bits of grass. So what I would do now is I'd get my critter square, my wood paneled cradle board, sand and seal the whole thing, base coat your sides, varnish your sides. Okay, get that ready. And then you can spray a workable fixative just to make sure that you like everything. When you're ready, spray it with a final fixative, and just mostly because when you glue your piece on, you're really going to be rubbing and smoothing, and maybe there'll be glue coming up and you'll have to add a little bit of a wet paper towel to make sure that that glue is going to be wiped up. And sometimes it comes on top. So, you know, you just want to protect what you've got. Once you've glued it down, and I really recommend that you pay attention because it tends to want to curl up at the edges, and you really don't want to have to go after it again and squeeze glue underneath and so on. So really make sure that you don't just put it on and walk away. Keep an eye, press, that kind of stuff. And then if you want to do another coat of varnish, you don't have to. But if you want one more coat of varnish, then I would use, well, you use a Traditions, or you can use one of their media products. I quite like that. Like I say, that super soft touch, I think is what it is. It's like quite matte.
The Final Touch? Soft, oh, no, the Deco Art one? Yeah, Soft Touch.
It's this one here.
Yeah. Yep.
I use that one. I really quite like that, actually. It takes the shine off completely, but it's at the same time, it is varnish. It does get the picture, you know, it brings it all to life. Oh, look at that.
Ellen is asking, what do you use for the final fixative?
I have a Krylon final fixative. It's archival. Make sure you read the back of the can to make sure it is for pencil and for paper products. Not all, there's so many Krylons out there. Whoa, I can't believe it. And you just have to make sure you've got the right one.
Is that like eyebrows?
Yeah, bunnies have lots.
They have whiskers.
They do.
I should know, but I can't. Brain dead right now.
Come out of this cheek over here sometimes.
Mm.
Okay, so I think that's probably enough. You know, tomorrow, maybe not even tomorrow, maybe right now, I'm going to put in a bit more goldenrod.
What glue are you using to mount it?
I use that, it's called pH adhesive. Hang on. I got it right here because I just used it. Natural pH adhesive by Lineco.
Is that a Canadian product or?
No. I think Janelle uses it. I think she,
okay. I've never seen it before.
No, I had that Yes paste way back when.
Yep.
Remember that? That worked
I have
really
that.
well too. Yeah, that worked really well. But I stopped being able to get it, so I had to go find something else. So I'm just playing here and making the nose a little bit softer, highlighting it a bit.
So Nancy's asking, would Mod Podge work, or is that too thick?
I think Mod Podge works just fine too, actually. I always think Mod Podge goes over top, but it's actually a glue too. So.
Yeah, for me, it's always been an under the product, because when I used it as over the top, it was still kind of tacky.
Yeah, I never
It
liked
kind
it.
of gave that tacky, and I did not like that at all.
It's really cute if you can keep this little curve happening. That's, I think, what makes this a cute little bunny. And then the shape of her cheeky markings here. Like that.
I love her eyes and her nose.
Yeah. This is not a big deal. I can make it a little darker if I want to. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. If I would want to make it a bit darker, I'd probably go with the sepia first and see what that does. And then maybe I would add the warm gray. You gotta be a little bit careful with the gray because it will kind of make everything a little bit mushy when you blend it.
So Dixie says, another excellent demo. Thanks, Lydia and Cindy. So cute.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoy these little things, coming up with new things for you guys. And the little, hope you're going to join me for the little sheep. Lots of fun colors there.
Yep, we have a date. I'm going to post it tomorrow, but you could tell them if you remember.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Was it April 9th?
April 9th. I was going to say, yes, April 9th.
And we also have a card making demo on April 8th, the day before, I believe. You can go and find all that information under events. And Ross Stelkup is going to be having a demo as well. I mean, we're full of demos for you, or paint alongs, pencil alongs, if you will. And so don't, what am I trying to say, Lydia?
I don't know. You want to say, yes, everybody come.
Everybody come. Don't miss it.
Don't miss
because it is fun times here in Artfully Connected. And it's not all about painting or penciling always. So please come check it out. I know that Arlene Linton. It was on the tip of my tongue. Arlene Linton is going to be doing another iris folding for us. I did, by the way, had to reschedule Sonia Richardson's interview today. So as soon as I have a date from her, I will post it and let everyone know. But, and Lori Speltz, meet Lori Speltz here on Monday at 7 p.m. And we'll be doing an interview with her. The introduction to coloring. Oh, so the next one is the card making. Well, it's actually intro to coloring, because lovely mother-daughter team is going to be showing us how you can color line drawings, whether it be a rubber stamp design or your own line drawing, but how to color it using Copic markers, using watercolor, using colored pencil, or different mediums, so you can find what medium works for you, which I always find fascinating.
Yeah.
So, and then Arlene, that by the way is on March 12th. March 22nd is iris folding with Arlene Linton, and we're doing an egg.
Oh.
And March 26th is with Amy Mogish, and she's doing classic Amy Joanne apple spice mulled cider. Doesn't that sound yummy?
Yeah.
Yummy. So we have, and then I just posted Ross Stelkup is going to be doing her beach scene, her little seaside miniature on April 8th. So come check those out. There's enough for everybody here. And if you have any ideas, you want something particular to see, just let us know and I will do my best to make it happen. So
sounds like a plan.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for another beautiful Critter Square.
Thank you.
Everyone, have a great weekend. And Sunday night, if you mark your calendars at 7 p.m., I'm having an open Artful webinar session. Hopefully all of the artists who are going to be at the convention will be there to show you, do a show and tell. And the last day for registering for the convention is tomorrow. So if you can't get in for any reasons, give us a call and we will help you.
Sounds good.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.